Hi, Rebecca. Nice to meet you.
Sorry, what was your magazine?
JoBlo.com.
You said it.
So I gotta ask you, when you dive into a movie like Dune that has this whole kind of mythology around it, what kind of research do you do? I was reading that you kind of went to some of the fan pages and did you end up reading the book or
Yeah. I mean, that is my job. So even though I've been joking about not doing it, it'd be insane not to. My resource was, to be honest, Denny. Denny's mind, Denny's vision. Denny couldn't have put it better than what he was trying to describe to this universe, these characters. There's so much to understand. He's juggling three different family constellations, the universe, the spice melange, the ornithopters, there's so much. I have the family of Atreides, the Bene Gesserit, and kind of Jessica. So it was narrowing it down. But yeah, I do. I always go to fan pages, whereas Reddit, there's so many of them, Tumblrs and Reddit, and I do a lot of research from what people write, what they loved about the book, what they didn't like about the character, what they're hoping Denny would achieve. And yeah, that combined with reading the book.
did he ever show you guys the David Lynch version?
No, he wouldn't have to show us the David Lynch. He doesn't sort of enter the world of going, I want to make Dune. Let's look at the first version.
Mhm.
I think that would set us all off quite a lot. But I watched it definitely, but I also watched the Jorodowski and I do my research. But Denny had a vision. I wouldn't have had to watch any of it. I would have had to read the book
Yeah.
because the film is based on the book.
Mhm.
But I love bits of all the other versions as well. I embrace them. I think they're gory and gritty and disgusting and disturbing and ahead of their time. And I mean, Yorodovsky, what a
Oh,
brilliant.
if only it had gotten made, would have been great.
Now Denis made something that I think is the most epic of Dune versions.
Well, for me, having been in lockdown for the last 20 months, going to see a movie like Dune on the big screen, I can't even really tell you how amazing it felt because you really get to be just absorbed in this amazing universe for 2.5 hours and forget about everything else. Do you think, a movie like this hopefully will do that for a lot of people, considering all that's been going on?
You know, I don't work for the CDC, but um, and I don't want to force people out. But if there is a movie, I went
Yes,
to Cruella, and for me that was epic as well. Just
sure.
seeing the cinema. But I think it's Dune. It's so
Yeah.
expensive. It's so dynamic. It's so intense. I just want people to go and see it the way that it was meant to be seen if they feel comfortable to do it. And I think it will inject them with that reignited love for camaraderie.
What was your reaction to it when you saw it for the first time?
Cried. First time I saw it, I didn't burst out crying, but I was very emotional.
I also wanted to ask you about the fight scenes because I did read about something that you were saying how it was much different from what you were doing in Mission Impossible because you had to do kind of it was more just quickness in this rather than kind of drawn like rather than elaborate choreography. And I was just wondering if you talk about that a bit. I thought the fights were really effective.
But I don't like saying that it was different. I think you wonderful journalists change words, so I try and be quite careful with how I say things. I've trained a lot with Mission, so I'm very prepared for physical action. But I think my point was this wasn't an action movie in the sense that Jessica's fighting. The point was to show out of nowhere her capacity, and that needed to be swift, quick, and for a reason.
Mhm.
So it was more the storytelling of it rather than that wonderful fight scene that Timothy had with Babs,
Yeah.
who plays Jonas, who is a dear friend. I mean, and he's a fighter as well. He's a jiu-jitsu martial art champion. He's incredible. Um, so I think also my respect for the training and Roger Young and the entire team and Ninja, my stunt double, it's a world I love. But this film wasn't about, for my character, the physical action of it. It was just a plus for me to be thrown in and get a couple of those scenes as well because I love doing it.
What I also loved about this movie was kind of the way they introduced the Bene Gesserit, which I thought was so much more compelling than any other version that we'd seen before. And of course, they're doing a whole Dune TV series about it, the Sisterhood. And I was wondering if perhaps maybe you might be involved with that at all, because it seems like a world that'd be fascinating to explore.
I heard about it for the first time yesterday when we were sitting on
Did you?
at the Sphere, the Cinesphere.
Yeah.
And it was brought up, and I had actually never heard of this show being made. So I'm not sure I am a part of it, or if I'm going to be asked to be a part of it, or if I think Denny said that he keeps things to himself, and he does, even though we're very good friends. I think this is the first stop. And then we'll see where it goes. But that would be cool. What is it? I mean, seriously, is it a show? Is it the Bene Gesserit? Like, who's buying it?
I think it's just about the origins of the Bene Gesserit, maybe, or kind of, because I mean
that would be amazing.
Yeah,
seriously.
They plant so many seeds too, and it's kind of fascinating. I really loved also your Bene Gesserit voice. I thought it was terrifying.
I know, it was good, wasn't it? We tried out lots of different versions. I started sounding like Donald Duck. I was trying to get my no, but that's CGI added voice, but I thought that maybe I could create it in real life. So after a while, then he was like, stop it. Stop with the Donald Duck voice, just say it like you mean it, and we're going to fix it later.
I really loved that Denny broke this movie up into multiple parts, because you really got into the family more so than you ever did in any of the other versions, and you really invest in the characters. But do you think that nowadays it's a really kind of a risky gamble to do that? Because it seems like a really kind of like an amazing move, but like risky bet. And I hope to God like he gets to make the sequel. And I was just wondering if you had any news on that.
I have no news. We keep on saying it. We get the question. It was very important for Denny to divide it. And as you said, you got much more into the family constellations. And also, like Denny said yesterday, it puts the cement for the understanding of the universe. For everyone who hasn't read the book or isn't merged in it, it needs to make sense for everyone. And then the second one would be the possibility to play and have fun, because you've won the audience over to go on this journey. It's like saying, do you want to come on this one or not? And now it's up to you guys to want to say yes or no. But I think it wouldn't have been the same film had he forced everything into one. I think it's not a risky game. It's the game that he wanted to do, and the compliments that he's getting for this film. And maybe one of the reasons as well is because it's divided and because we got so much space.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think he's a visionary, and I think that the movie was absolutely brilliant, and I thought you were great in it. So just wanted to say that. Thank you very much for talking to me.
That's one more. Maybe we can get two. Like second one done. Come on.
I want to see 3, hopefully.
The outsiders ravage our land. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known.
So you're going tomorrow?
Yes, I'm going tomorrow with the advance team.
I'd like you to take me with you.
Are you trying to get me court-martialed?
Can I trust you with something? I've been having dreams about a girl falling in battle. Felt like a vision.
Dreams make good stories, but everything important happens when we're awake.
To the future of House Atreides.
You have to be ready.
There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
They're not human, they're brutal.
What if I'm not Dad? You'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be.
Come on!
My son. I know you.
Tonight, the bloodline ends forever. Kill them all.
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one. Only together can we stand a chance.
Let's fight like demons.
do here?
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. When the fear is gone, only I will remain.
This is only the beginning.